So I have a cousin who is paranoid schizophrenic. Ooh. All right. And my dad would tell me about, I don't know how the fucking second removed shit works. He's my father's first cousin. Okay. Still alive. Dude smoked a carton of cigarettes in 3 days.
Whoa.
I mean, we have no idea how he's ever a throat fucking left. But he was really he was a black belt in karate. He was great at lacrosse. He had Hopkins, Syracuse, big schools looking at him. And then he'll tell you, he started doing drugs and he went fucking the Sid Barrett route. He just went off the fucking deep end. And he's permanent disability, diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic. And, we all love him, and he's fucking hilarious. Like, he'll play with it because sometimes he's on his meds and you can tell, you're like, oh, you're dialed in right now. He'll start telling family secrets. And I'm like, don't listen to him. Like, no. Right now is when you listen to him. I can see it in your eyes. The other times when he's off looking over here, I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But we would go, like, he had an apartment and I would go visit him from time to time. And he had poetry and sayings and stuff written all over the wall. And I'm like, what is this? And he's like, well, at night, when I'm home alone, the doctors come in through my window. They drop liquid acid in my ears, and they knock me out, and then they start taking samples of my body. And after they leave, the love of my life comes, and I can't communicate with her. So this is how I communicate with her. These are there for when she comes in to speak for me. And I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. So his windows are nailed shut to keep the doctors out. I'm like, how's that work? And he's like, it's not working. So one day I'm over there and he's watching TV with the volume all the way down and the radio up. And that's how he's watching this program. And I'm telling you, it started to fucking make sense. And I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I got to get out of here, Gary. I am out of here. Like, this dude would pawn his bed, his guitar, everything. But that guitar was always out of tune exactly the same way. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Okay, so always fucked up, but always consistently fucked up. Every guitar he had, that's how he tuned it. That's how he heard it.
Oh, wow.
So he writes her he writes her a love song, and he wants to go up to her shop and now sing it for her. So he goes up, he stands out in front of the shop, and gets her attention. He's got his guitar and he's gone. It starts off where he goes, Chris, I love you. In Baltimore accents. Her name's Carissa, but he says Chrissa. Okay. Chris, I love you. Chris, I need you. Then he goes, Chris, don't die. Chris, don't cry because I want to die. Chris, don't. And she's freaking out like, what the fuck? Yeah, like your eyes. So they call the police. He gets arrested.
Oh, no.
But he doesn't understand why he's arrested. In his mind, what did I do wrong? I just wrote a beautiful song for someone I care about, and I wanted to share it with her. So my cousins, all of us were like, we got to go to court and watch this. This is going to be fantastic because he's got to go to court. So they bring him out from the back.
Oh, no.
And he stands up, and it's a female judge. And his mom, my Aunt Marguerite, she's my great aunt, my grandmom's sister, but it's extended family big time. And we're all there watching. And the judge says, ask the girl her side of things. She's like, well, this happened. And she's like, would you like to speak on your behalf? And he's like, I just don't understand what I did wrong. I wrote a song for someone I care about, and I just wanted to share it. And she's like, would you mind sharing some of the lyrics? And we're all like, oh, shit. And he fucking, Chris, I love you. Chris, I need you. Chris, don't cry because I want to die. She goes, okay, that's enough. That's enough. And then they're about to let him go. Because they understand they're going to put a restraining order. He's under supervision, but they're about to let him go. And she goes, oh, wait a second. There's still an open charge here on the books. So we're going to have to take you back today. He starts losing his shit. Like, what? My Aunt Marguerite stands up, and to a judge, she goes, hun, we dropped those charges. Everyone calls people hun in Baltimore. She goes, hun, we dropped those charges. That lady said, first of all, you don't call me hun. I am a judge. You address me as your honor. We're all like, Aunt Marguerite got schooled by the judge. And they fucking took him back, and he was screaming, going up.
Did they the family put a charge on him?
Yeah, he would do things like he would show up to their place in a cab, demand they pay for it. They didn't. He'd throw a brick through the window. So they had him. They had him arrested for that.
Jesus Christ.
And they really did drop the charges, but it was just a clerical error that never made it to the paperwork. And she's like, I got to do what I got to do. We're taking you back today. And they were pulling him back, and he was going nuts.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. So that
Jesus
ended up that
Christ.
fucking haircut. But he would say shit to me. He would swear to me that nurses would give him head in the hospital. He would, and part of the time you're like, I don't know. But one that really blew my mind was he had this scab on his stomach. And he was like, they keep coming in and cutting me and testing me. And they're taking me to the doctor today, Ryan. I think I got something. I think I got a disease in that cut. I'm like, what are you going to do? He's like, I got a plan. So I talked to him later that day, and I'm like, what did you do about that disease, man? He goes, you know what I did with that scab? I picked it off and threw it away. He thought, like the scab held the disease. Yeah, and you could just pick it off and flick it away. Be like, that shit's gone. AIDS is out of here now.
Can you imagine? Wow.
But that's where he gets. And I talk about it. People are like, it's not funny. And it's not. Mental illness is obviously not funny. But the shit he would do, we would take him. So it would be me and my 2 brothers, his daughter and 2 sons on Christmas Eve. We'd go over. We'd take him a plate of food. We'd hang out with them for a little while and shit. And there'd be times where he's like, you guys got a joint? We're like, we shouldn't be smoking. You know, he's like,
Was
just give me a
schizophrenic
joint.
guy?
So we give him a joint.
Oh, no.
And he smokes it. And now we're driving back to my aunt's in the city, which is 12 minutes away. We get back. What are you all giving him weed? He would rat us out. He's like, they came over and gave me that food. Thanks. And by the way, they gave me a big fat joint. So then we would play that. Why you listen to his crazy ass? Nobody gave him. Like we all had to be on the same team. Oh, he smokes. He would come to my grandmother's house when I lived with her. He'd sit in a chair. And he smokes cigarettes like this. I mean, he doesn't pull it any farther away than about 3 inches from his mouth, and not just down, done. And he'll go through 3 packs. His mom died of breast cancer, and she would say all the time, I don't know how he even has a fucking throat left, and I'm dying of cancer over here, and he's still alive, smoking cigarettes like that too, still smoking cigarettes like that.
Chain.
A carton in 3 days. What is a carton? I don't even know. 20 packs. That's
that
roughly
what it is?
7 packs a day, something like that. A day for decades. For decades.
That's so crazy. Oh, my God. That is so crazy. Now, do you remember what he was like before he was schizophrenic?
I don't, because when I was a kid, he was already gone. But my dad loved him and would bring him out to the house because he was safe. He was just crazy. He would say shit and he'd be like, just
don't give him a brick.
Yeah, that's right. Be nice. Don't give him a fucking brick. But my dad would tell me all the time he was a phenomenal athlete. Like I said, great at karate. He had a black belt. He was